The Lagrange catastrophe, when prospect depth becomes a liability. There's a sound that echoes through the Yankees organization right now. It's the sound of a plan falling apart. It's the sound of a prospect going down. It's the sound of a front office that thought it had everything figured out, suddenly realizing that nothing is guaranteed in baseball. And that sound has a name: Carlos Lagrange. According to a report from Kirschner of The Athletic, the young arm that the Yankees were counting on to join their bullpen has been sidelined with a shoulder injury. Lagrange is scheduled for an MRI. The organization is hoping it's minor. The organization is hoping he can get back on his big league trajectory at some point. But the reality is this: the Yankees' bullpen plans just got significantly more complicated. Let's talk about what Carlos Lagrange represented to the Yankees organization. During February bullpen sessions, Lagrange was the talk of camp. His 103 miles per hour fastballs were blowing by the likes of Aaron Judge. His stuff was elite. His potential was undeniable. The idea of Lagrange joining the Yankees bullpen at some point had been kicked around. With a full rotation in place, his path to the big leagues was clear. He was supposed to be part of the solution. He was supposed to be a young arm that could contribute to a championship run. But baseball doesn't care about plans. Baseball doesn't care about what you're hoping for. Baseball doesn't care about prospect potential. Baseball is a game where injuries happen, where young arms break down, where the best laid plans collapse in an instant. And that's exactly what just happened to the Yankees. Now, let's talk about the specifics of Lagrange's recent performance before the injury. In his most recent appearance last weekend, he allowed 5 earned runs in 2/3 of an inning. He struck out 1 and walked 2. That's not the performance of an elite prospect. That's not the performance of a young arm who's ready to contribute at the big league level. That's the performance of a pitcher who's struggling. That's the performance of a pitcher who might be dealing with an issue. Was the shoulder injury affecting him? It's hard to say, but the performance certainly suggests that something wasn't right. The performance certainly suggests that Lagrange wasn't operating at the level everyone expected. So now the Yankees have a decision to make. Now the front office has to figure out what to do about their bullpen situation. The original plan was to have both Lagrange and Ryan Weathers in the bullpen. It was a no-brainer to move the big strikeout arms there, since there's no room for them to start with the big club. It was also a way to conserve their prospect capital for other areas of need at the deadline. But if Lagrange's injury is serious, if he's going to miss significant time, if he's not going to be available to contribute this season, then that plan is dead. Then the Yankees will have to pivot. Then they'll have to find another way to address their bullpen needs. And that's where the trade market becomes crucial. If the Lagrange injury is the worst-case scenario, the one thing that the Yankees will have to do is spend a little more on the trade front. They'll have to be more aggressive. They'll have to be willing to give up more prospect capital. They'll have to make moves that they might not have otherwise made. One place they could look is the Los Angeles Angels, who do have a trove of pitching talent. One of their lesser-known arms, Ryan Zeferjahn, could be an intriguing add. Let's talk about who Ryan Zeferjahn actually is. He's 28 years old. He has a 4.12 ERA and 39.1 innings pitched. On the surface, those numbers don't jump off the page. Those numbers don't scream elite prospect. But here's where the advanced metrics become interesting. Zeferjahn has prolific strikeout stuff. He averages 97 miles per hour on his fastball. He owns a 92nd percentile 32.8% whiff rate and a 95th percentile 31.1% strikeout rate. That's elite stuff. That's the kind of strikeout ability that every bullpen wants. That's the kind of pitcher who can get strikeouts in high-leverage situations. On top of that, Zeferjahn mitigates hard contact. He has an average exit velocity of 88.8 miles per hour, a 4.9% barrel rate, and a 34.9% hard hit rate. That means when batters do make contact, they're not hitting the ball hard. That means he's not giving up home runs. That means he's inducing weak contact. So on paper, Zeferjahn looks like a solid bullpen option. He looks like a pitcher who could contribute at the big league level. He looks like the kind of arm that could help the Yankees. But there's a massive problem. His command is one of the worst in the league. Zeferjahn has a first percentile 16.8% walk rate. That's catastrophic. That's the kind of command issue that can derail a pitcher's career. That's the kind of problem that makes even elite stuff unreliable. Think about it. A pitcher with 97 miles per hour fastballs and a 32.8% whiff rate, but a 16.8% walk rate, is a pitcher who's going to put a lot of runners on base. He's going to get strikeouts, sure, but he's also going to walk batters at an alarming rate. He's going to create base runners. He's going to put his team in difficult situations. In high-leverage bullpen situations, that's a liability. That's the kind of pitcher who can blow games. That's the kind of pitcher who can cost you a championship. So while Zeferjahn has intriguing stuff, while he has elite strikeout numbers, while he has the kind of potential that makes scouts salivate, he also has a fundamental flaw that's hard to ignore. But here's the thing. The Yankees might not have a choice. If Lagrange is out for an extended period, if the Yankees need bullpen help, if they're desperate to address their pitching depth, then Zeferjahn might be the kind of option they have to consider. Not because he's perfect, not because he's the ideal solution, because he's available and he has the kind of strikeout stuff that the Yankees covet. Now, let's talk about one key component to trading for Zeferjahn. He wouldn't be a free agent until the 2031 season. That's 5 years of team control. That's the kind of long-term security that makes a trade worthwhile. The Yankees could tinker with him. They could work with him on his command issues. They could try to develop him into a reliable bullpen option. That's the kind of upside that justifies taking a chance on a pitcher with command problems. That's the kind of long-term control that makes a trade make sense. But here's the reality. The Yankees are in win-now mode. They're not in a position where they can afford to tinker with a pitcher's command issues. They're not in a position where they can wait for a pitcher to develop. They need bullpen help right now. They need reliable arms right now. They need pitchers who can perform in high-leverage situations right now. So while Zeferjahn might be an intriguing option, while he might have long-term potential, he might not be the kind of pitcher who can help the Yankees win a championship this season. Let's talk about the broader implications of the Lagrange injury. This is a reminder that prospect development is unpredictable. This is a reminder that even the most talented young arms can break down. This is a reminder that the Yankees can't rely on prospects to solve their problems. This is a reminder that they need to be aggressive in the trade market. The Lagrange injury forces the Yankees' hand. It forces them to be more aggressive. It forces them to spend more prospect capital. It forces them to make trades that they might not have otherwise made. And that could actually be a good thing. That could force the front office to be more proactive. That could force them to address their needs more directly. That could force them to make the kinds of moves that actually help them win a championship. But it could also be a disaster. It could force them to overpay for mediocre talent. It could force them to trade away prospects that they shouldn't trade away. It could force them to make desperate moves that backfire. The next few weeks will be crucial. The Yankees will have to figure out the severity of Lagrange's injury. They'll have to figure out whether he's going to be available this season. They'll have to figure out how to address their bullpen needs. And that's where the trade deadline becomes absolutely critical. So here's my question for you. Should the Yankees trade for Ryan Zeferjahn? Is his elite strikeout stuff worth the command issues? Should they take a chance on a pitcher with a 16.8% walk rate? Or should they look for more reliable options? How aggressively should the Yankees pursue bullpen help after the Lagrange injury? Let me know in the comments. And if you believe the Yankees need to be more proactive in addressing their bullpen depth, if you think they should make bold moves to compensate for prospect injuries, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Because the Lagrange injury is going to define how the Yankees approach the trade deadline, and the decisions they make in the next few weeks could determine whether they win a championship or fall short, because they couldn't get their bullpen right.